One of the aspects of photography that's always intrigued me is the sense that a camera is a time machine. It's able to freeze a moment in time, to freeze a face, to freeze a place, and transport it to somewhere else in the world and some other time. I can look into a daguerreotype or into one of the other photographs, and I'm looking at an object, yes, but I'm also looking back in time. The face I see in the daguerreotype was looking into the camera 150, 160 years ago, and he's looking at me now, and I can see him looking at me. It's a little bit spooky at first, but in the end, you become absorbed in them, and you begin to wonder about the people in the images and who they were and what their lives were like. Most photographs are on paper or on film, but the daguerreotype was actually on a mirror surface. It was a silver plate that was polished to a mirror finish, and the image was captured on the surface of the mirror. And like most mirrors, we're very comfortable looking at mirrors. We've seen them all the time. But the really uncanny thing about a daguerreotype is you look into this and you recognize it as being a mirror, but instead of your own face looking back at you, there's a face from 160 years ago looking back at you. Who came first in inventing photography is an issue that will never be resolved. I've been at conferences where people almost came to fisticuffs over it. And I know I'm supposed to say Fox Talbot because that's the museum that I'm in. Daguerre announced his process, or his process was announced on the 7th of January, 1839. And basically Talbot was caught sleeping. He'd been working on a process for several years. He'd not told anybody about it. And he was forced to publish pretty much immediately. I think that they were totally stunned to find out that there was somebody else working on the same thing and inventing process at the same time. But I'll say this, I think that Talbot invented photography. I think Daguerre conjured up a form of magic that created images that were different than anything else you've ever seen.